speak softly, your steps are slow, but love takes time, and I want you to know. Take it slow, let the seasons turn, and the quiet will both learn. Love's not a race, it's a journey, it's true. With every step I'll wait for you. I feel the rush, but I'll hold back. Trust in the time we never lack. No need to hurry, we'll find our way. In the silence, we'll both stay.
The sun dipped low on the horizon, casting a golden hue that softened the edges of the world. A gentle breeze stirred the air, carrying with it the scent of wild lavender and the earthy promise of rain. The garden, though modest, seemed to bloom with life, each leaf and petal trembling as if in conversation with the wind. The cobblestones beneath their feet, worn smooth by years of quiet footsteps, hummed faintly in the cool evening air. The air itself held the faintest coolness against the skin, the last breath of the fading day. Above, the sky stretched wide in a tapestry of colors, a final flourish before the night claimed the sky. The soft rustling of leaves was joined by the distant call of a nightingale, its song clear and pure, floating through the air like a thread of silver. The faint sound of fabric brushing against stone echoed quietly as the lady shifted her stance, her gaze never leaving the night. It was a place of stillness and thought, where the heart might be laid bare without the fear of interruption. The twilight held a certain magic, as though time itself had paused to listen. In this moment, all that mattered was the connection between those who walked its paths. It was a crisp evening when the young knight, eager yet uncertain, sought an audience with the lady who had so recently entered his thoughts and his heart. His feet moved as though the garden itself had drawn him nearer to the lady's presence, as though it had known what his heart had not yet fully confessed. The air seemed to thicken with anticipation, and the weight of his thoughts pressed upon him like the night's cool shadows. The knight shifted his weight, glancing at his sword, as if the weapon might offer him some silent counsel. The hilt caught the glint of the fading sunlight, but his hands were cold with the unease he had carried since the moment he had made up his mind to speak. His voice faltered slightly as he spoke, betraying his nerves.
My lady, I must confess, these past days your company hath lingered in my mind like the echo of a cherished song. Each word you speak feels as a melody, though I know you tread cautiously, as one might on uncertain ground. Have I given you cause for unease?
The lady, her countenance serene though her gaze thoughtful, folded her hands before her. She took a slow breath, her heart in quiet contemplation. For a fleeting moment she could not deny the warmth that stirred within her, though it was tempered by caution. She waited a moment before answering, choosing her words with care.
Kind sir, you mistake not my steps for hesitation, but for the reverence I hold toward the path we walk. To tread too swiftly might trample what yet blooms.
The knight nodded, though his brow furrowed slightly as uncertainty clouded his thoughts. He spoke again, his tone carrying a tremor of vulnerability, the walls he had so carefully built slipping ever so slightly.
Your wisdom humbles me, my lady, and yet the heart within me is as an unbridled colt, yearning to race ahead. I fear I may stumble in my eagerness. Tell me truly, do you see value in this companionship we build? For silence, though I would honor it, leaves me adrift in my musings.
The lady tilted her head, her expression softening, her gaze now less distant as she reached for a quiet understanding. Her heart, too, had its doubts, though she was careful not to show them. Her response was measured, steady, as if carefully weaving the threads of their shared truth.
Sir, know this, though I move with measured pace, it is not out of doubt in thee, but out of care for what we craft together. A tapestry woven hastily doth fray, yet one formed with patience endureth. Yes, I see value in thy company. Fear not, for I would not linger in thy presence were my heart unmoved.
The knight's shoulders eased, and he released a breath he hadn't realized he held. The tension in his chest slowly melted away as her words wrapped around him like a balm, soothing his anxious heart. His gaze softened as he took a step closer.
Your words are balm to me, my lady. I shall strive to honor thy pace, and in doing so, earn the right to stand steadfast beside thee. For I seek not to rush what should unfold in its season, but I ask for naught save the assurance that we walk this path together.
The lady's smile was faint but sincere, and in the quiet of that moment something passed between them. An understanding forged not in grand gestures, but in the subtle exchange of their vulnerabilities.
Together we shall walk, sir, so long as we both tread with honesty and care. Take heart, for in time the steps shall feel as natural as breathing.
And so, beneath the rising moon, their words wove a bond stronger than spoken promises, each shared thought a thread binding their hearts in silent understanding. The garden, once a place of solitude, now seemed to witness their quiet pledge, a connection that needed no haste to find its depth. There, in that sacred space between dusk and night, the bond between them was sealed, a promise that would grow slowly, with patience and trust, as the seasons themselves would unfold.
And so, in that still moment beneath the watchful moon, their hearts, though shy and cautious, found a quiet harmony. For like the blooming of a flower in spring, true connections are not forced. They grow in their own time, with care and patience. The garden, once a place of solitude, became a testament to the quiet power of waiting, of allowing the space between two souls to settle into something deeper than mere words could express. In a world often impatient for swift answers and fleeting joys, the true magic lies in the moments when one allows another's heart to unfold at its own pace. In the slowness of shared trust, in the softness of unspoken understanding, lies the lasting strength of any bond. For when two hearts meet at the right moment without haste or expectation, they grow together as naturally as the rising sun meets the horizon, steady, unhurried, but certain in its time. And so it was in that sacred garden that the knight and lady began their journey, one step at a time, toward something far more enduring than a hurried promise, a bond built on patience, trust, and the quiet assurance that, when the time was right, their hearts would find their place beside one another, without need to rush.
So let the seasons turn and the quiet will both learn. Love's not a race, it's a journey, and it's true. With every step I'll wait for you. Together we'll grow, no need to rush. In the stillness, hearts will trust. Take it slow, let the seasons turn, and the quiet will both learn. Love's not a race, it's a journey, and it's true. With every step I'll wait for you. Take it slow, take it slow. In time